My name is Ron King, and I'm a life touched through Cornerstone Television. Oh, life growing up as a child was really great. I was quite poor, so was my family, of course. We played old-fashioned games as kids did back then. We didn't require any money. We played kick the can and hide and seek and that sort of thing. And Mom was a Christian, and she took me to church, but by and large, I really was not a Christian. When I got into high school, I formed a little doo-wop group, and we would sing on the street corners. And one day, a man from Greensburg who had a tiny little record label that he was running off of his kitchen table in Yukon, Pennsylvania, he came to a record hop where my group and I were singing. And don't you know, he said, "How would you boys like to make a record?" Well, we just fell all over ourselves saying, "Oh yeah, oh sure." I got to make my first record just off Broadway at Regent Sound Studios, and we sang a song that I had written for my high school girlfriend. It was called Carol Ann, and that's kind of how the music got started. One day, I was watching television, and I saw a little telethon. I saw Russ Bixler and Norma for the first time, and they said that they were raising money to build their own television station. I actually drove up here after Cornerstone Television was built, and as I came up, my car broke down. And I came anyway. I was all dressed up in a suit, but I had a lot of grease on my hands and face, and I can remember Bill Freeman and Russ being up here, and Bill Freeman told me, well, perhaps we should give him a job. He carried that little car of his up here onto this hill on his back. That's how I heard about Cornerstone Television, and since I knew a little bit about sound, they hired me as one of the first sound guys. As I was working at Cornerstone Television, you really couldn't call me a Christian. I began wondering what that was all about, and one evening while I was running sound, Russ Bixler was on my TV monitor doing a prayer of salvation, and I started praying that prayer. Well, after the prayer was done, nothing really happened, and 2 or 3 minutes passed by, and then all of a sudden, I started getting tears in my eyes. And then after the tears, I started laughing like a hyena. And that experience changed my life. Some might call it the baptism of the Holy Spirit. Some might say, well, you had a peak religious experience. Someone educated might say that. But whatever you might call it, it changed my life forever. And 30 years later, I still feel the same way that I did that night. Jesus came to live in my heart, and he's an important part, the most important part in my life. And I really thank Russ Bixler and the ministry of Cornerstone Television for that. It truly changes lives. I know for a fact it changed my life forever.